I'm an Air Force airman. I am a bow hunter. I am a fisherman. I am Mark of all trades.
Welcome back to Mark of all trades. Today we are going to be talking about some broadheads that I've been using this season that I haven't used in the past. And so I've always been a big fan of fixed head broadheads. It's been my staple, it's been my go-to. I've shot mechanical broadheads before, but for me personally, I really didn't get into it. I didn't see the hype behind it. They didn't work out too well for me. So I've always stuck to what I know, and that is fixed head broadheads. And in the past, I've used Razorbacks. Those have been my all-time favorite. But this year, I tried to go with the G5 Montex. And I was a little skeptical about them a little bit. These are pretty affordable, I would say. I picked these up for $29.99 for a 3-pack. I think that's a pretty decent deal. And for me, I go with the 100 grain. One thing to note is that these do not come with a practice head. I know the Rage broadheads do. They come with one, so it's a simulated broadhead, so you can figure out how your arrow flies as if it were the real broadhead. And that would be awesome if Montec did these, but the thing is you can use just your regular field points for, 100 grain is going to be the same as the 100 grain on here. And one thing that I also wanted to note is that these broadheads are made for your regular arrows that go for your compound bow, and then also your bolts for your crossbow. So these are interchangeable according to G5. Right on the package it says that these have been 100% spin tested, they're reusable and easy to sharpen, and the BMP practice head is available. So it doesn't come with the package, but it is available for you to purchase separately. If you look on the back here, it says that it's made of 100% tough steel, one solid piece. There's not multiple pieces that you put together. I know Muzzy had a broadhead like that a while back, and it was kind of a pain to try and manipulate the blades to fit through. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of background on how my season has gone with these Monarch broadheads. And again, these are fixed blades. And that's one of the things that drew me to it. And I've shot 2 deer this year with the same broadhead. For me, I don't usually do that. I'll usually dispose of the broadhead or resharpen them or anything like that. So I was able to do that. And the first deer I got, I'll put a link to the video right here. It was a doe that I got on public land. And let me tell you about this. So the angle was a little bit steep. So when I shot the deer, I think I got lung on the first entrance, but then when it came out, it hit in a different way and it broke the leg of the deer. And the broadhead was fine. The arrow was fine, the broadhead was fine, and it broke the leg. I couldn't believe it. I thought for sure it would be shattered or a piece would be dented. Completely fine. And then experience number 2 is the biggest buck of my life I shot. And I posted a video about it last week. I'll put it right here. But that blood trail on that deer was insane. I've shot Rages and they've never left a blood trail like this. That deer toppled and went 40 yards. I did make a trip to Michigan and I did shoot a deer at about 15 yards. And I made a shot a little bit far back on the deer. And that was completely my fault. I should have taken my time and pushed the crosshairs a little bit more forward in the shoulder, but I did end up making a bad shot. And I think for the first 100 yards, I didn't get any blood. And right at around the 100-yard mark, there was a big chunk of blood from where the deer was. And we had a pretty decent blood trail going for about the next 50 yards, but from there, it was really spotty. We were going off of droplets of blood. There wasn't much to go on. And I think that was due to a poorly placed shot. And I think the thing to note is that no matter what broadhead you get, if you make a good ethical shot on the deer, it shouldn't go far. And you should have a decent blood trail. So I know that everyone gets all caught up on hey, you need to shoot this, you need to have a huge entry hole and everything else. If you make a good shot on whatever you're shooting, you should be fine. But in the off case chance that it is a bad shot, the doe I made had a questionable shot. And this thing made sure that I recovered that deer. I made a good shot on my buck, but this thing made sure I had a great blood trail. So it's all a matter of personal preference on how you want to use your broadheads, but an ethical shot always will result in a good clean kill no matter what broadhead you're shooting. So one of the cool things about these broadheads that G5 came out with is that they're interchangeable. So you can use these broadheads for your compound bow, your crossbow, and it's pretty nice. And I know that some companies say, oh, this is made for crossbow only, or this is made for compound only. From my experience, from what I've noticed, is that there is no difference. If you buy it for crossbow, if you buy it for compound, it's going to end up being the same in how they shoot. And again, that's from my experience. Let me know in the comments if you guys have experienced something different. If there is a noticeable difference in, using one broadhead for one versus the other. But for me, it's been pretty good. I haven't noticed. So I know we talked about how G5 Montech does not have any practice heads in their package whenever you get these broadheads. But they do have a pre-season set that they do sell that are broadheads just like these, but they aren't sharpened. So that's one thing. If you're looking to get these and you want to see how they fly, grab those and see how those pre-season works. That's my review on these G5 Montech broadheads. I can see myself sticking with these for a while. I really like the way that they're built. They're tough, they're durable, and if you're into any kind of fixed head or thinking about switching over, I would definitely think about giving these a try. I don't think that you'll be disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video, and we're going to do this week's small wins. This week's small wins is coming from Michelle, and she's going to be giving us what she thinks of small wins.
Oh, I love the concept of small wins. It's a really neat idea, actually. It's a way of psyching yourself out and getting yourself on a track for accomplishing something. You break down the steps that's needed to accomplish your goal. And every time you effectively reach one of those steps, that's a small win. And it's motivational. It helps you to keep going. So yeah, small wins, that's a good thing.
I appreciate your input and what you thought of small wins. That's definitely an awesome mindset. If you guys would want to be featured and tell me your small wins victory on how you won the day, definitely let me know and email me at markofalltrades@gmail.com.